So after a 3-day trial last week, Kari Lake this week lost her latest challenge to the 2022 Arizona gubernatorial race results. The judge, who should not have even allowed the case to move forward anyway, told Haba that you didn't present any evidence, you didn't prove anything, so I have no choice basically but to rule against you. And Kari Lake actually appeared to kind of take it in stride. I mean, she wasn't happy, sure, and she's probably going to keep challenging it, but she handled it much better than MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell had a total meltdown after this ruling came out this week. And here is what Mike Lindell had to say to Steve Bannon this week. He said, "We expected that." Oh, you totally, we knew she was going to lose. Yeah, I know you knew she was going to, we all knew she was going to lose, Mike. We all knew she was going to lose because she didn't have any evidence. I'm assuming that's what you mean too. Well, we knew that was going to happen. But he continues, "We expected that judge to make that ruling. This stuff all has to end up with a higher court because there's so many compromised judges." He then went on to allege that this judge was somehow connected to Mark Zuckerberg, which first of all, he's not. But second of all, even if the judge was somehow connected to Mark Zuckerberg, does Mark Zuckerberg have beef with Kari Lake? I don't understand why that's a thing. This judge, I mean, he's friends with Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, yes, because of that famous public feud between Mark Zuckerberg and Kari Lake? If you're going to bring up a point, at least make sure it's relevant to whatever stupid thing it is you're trying to say, Mike. But then he continued. "It's disgusting what happened there, but it's all part of a process, and we're not quitting down there. Kari Lake's not going to quit, and we just keep moving forward because if we quit now and say, you know what, it's just too big of a thing to beat, we all lose." Oh, you're all going to lose, all right. In fact, you all have lost. I mean, Kari Lake has now lost this particular lawsuit 4 or 5 times. You've lost every election challenge that you filed, every one that you have financed. So you're all going to continue to lose, Mike, but it's not because the judges are compromised. Hell, we've had Trump-appointed judges throw these election challenges out of court. The reason y'all keep losing is because you're lying. I hope that helps. I hope that is the one simple explainer that you needed to realize, wait a minute, this is stupid. You've wasted, according to you, $40 million of your own dollars. You came out recently begging people to send you money to buy stock in your company so that you could keep doing this. And for what? So that you can keep getting sued? So that you can keep blowing money on frivolous lawsuits? So that you or your lawyers can keep getting sanctioned by judges? Listen to me. The judges in this particular instance, with Kari Lake's lawsuit all the way through the appellate process up to the Arizona State Supreme Court, which for the record, Mike, is the highest court this could go to because this is not a federal issue in any way and it has to stop at the Arizona State Supreme Court. So you can talk about, we're going to take it to the highest courts. It's been to the highest court that it can possibly go to. It cannot and will not go to the United States Supreme Court. Just FYI, that's how that system works. But that Arizona State Supreme Court should have thrown out all of it. But they were very nice to her. They were very lenient with her. They were almost, dare I say, sympathetic. And they threw out all of her claims last month, except for the one about the signature verification, even though they admitted at the time, you have no evidence of this. But anyway, we're going to put it back down to the lower court and they get to hear it again. And then the judge at the lower court had the opportunity to not send it back to trial. In fact, he told Kari Lake, listen, you've provided no evidence to prove any of your claims. You have absolutely nothing, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And then they went through 3 days of nonsense where at one point, Kari Lake's star witness started sobbing on the stand for no reason at all. And then eventually the judge ruled against her. But none of those cases should have even happened. The judges were overly sympathetic to her. They allowed this to continue. So don't sit there and talk about compromised judges when these judges should have and could have from day one tossed this thing out of court and never heard a single argument from Lake and her lawyers. But they chose not to do that. And y'all got lucky with that. Obviously not lucky with the rulings, but I don't imagine that if this gets appealed back up to the Arizona State Supreme Court, that anything different is going to happen. You've had your chance. You've been in front of, or Kari Lake has been in front of too many judges at this point, and they've all told her you have nothing. So that's why you continue to lose, Mike. Not because there's bad judges, but because you're all just a bunch of idiots. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.